The engine is still
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GMC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin leak check.
2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Riff Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Everybody. How you doing? I'm actually almost done sharing this out because we got in the studio a little later, but poopy happens. So how are you guys doing on this bright and wonderful Tuesday? So everybody ready for the heat wave that's coming in this area? Because I'm not.
I saw that you guys are getting hit with that. Oh my goodness.
God, it's horrendous. I just finally finished sharing out. So
it's not even August when it's usually the hottest out there, right?
Nope. It's just the end of June. It's like the last day of June is today, and wow, it's like I can't believe this. It's really bad. So this is the start of a 3-part series. Now, the reason this is 3 parts is because it's a really serious topic and there is a lot to it. And I can't see anything. Hold on. I can't. I got to switch my glasses. Oh, thank you. There you are. Okay. So, yeah, I know I'm being goofy now, but that happens. But we have a very serious topic to talk about. And we're going to be talking about emotional abuse. So, and there's a lot of detailed information that actually goes into this. And I thought that maybe we could separate it into three because there's a lot of like signs to actually recognize. There is also help to do it, but also there's therapeutic and mystical, holistic type help as well. So I thought it would be good separate into a three-part series there. But we have more shows coming. But you don't want to miss this. So if you guys are watching this on replay, that's awesome. Watch it on replay because part 2 will be next Tuesday. So, and at the end of everyone, we have the awesome Miss Linda over here, the lovely lady over here. She is going to do some little thing at the end, but guess what? You'll have to watch the whole show to find out what's going to happen because I'm not going to tell you. Nope. So, again, welcome to the Rift Nation Network. I am Susan Svanbeck. And then we have
Linda Nelson.
So awesome. We are the gruesome twosome over here. We don't need 3 musketeers. We've got 2. So, so it's going to be a really good show. There's a lot of information. And oh, I found a new program to do slides. I can't wait to show everybody that.
It looks beautiful from what
So
I
I
can
can't
see.
wait. I'm really excited. Yes, we've got slides for you guys again today. I know you're very excited over my new slide thing, right? So don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be a guest or you know, you
Did I
want to
phrase?
be like a co-host to try it out, give us a line over at riftnationnetwork@gmail.com. And if you are listening in on the replay, please feel free to come over to the studio audience here. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and so much more. My goodness. What do you have to say about this topic? Now, to me, and this is before we get into anything I'm reading, to me, myself, emotional abuse, I think, might be harder to heal than physical. And let me explain that statement before everybody goes, what are you talking about? Because when you have physical abuse, you still end up with emotional abuse. Even if you physically heal, the emotions are still there. And that's why
And
for me, I think
the
it's
emotions don't leave scars that everybody can visibly see like it can with physical abuse.
exactly. Did you get a new chair?
I did. Isn't
I
this
freaking
cool?
love it. That
It's
is
girly.
so cute. Oh, hi,
I
kitty.
was so happy.
Hi, kitty, kitty. So we're
Yeah,
saying hi to the kitty.
he
Yeah, but
likes to be here with me.
there's a lot of information. There's about 10 slides here. And then I've already done the slides for next week's show, but I'm waiting for Miss Linda to help me finalize the list for the new AG stuff for the show after that. And then you had an idea today about another show after this series.
I was thinking we could talk about herbs that are found in your yard or close to where you live. And part of my thinking is I've heard it said there's a theory that says if you have some kind of an ailment, there's an herb that will help to heal it.
I
Now
like
I've been searching my yard, for we have all these surprises coming up here because I think this is like the second summer we've been here,
yeah.
and there's all these surprises growing, and I look them up, and it can help with this thing, and it can help with that thing, and I'm like, this is so cool.
Dandelion root. It's not a weed, it's an herb. A lot of people
We
don't
have
know that
that.
either. Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
catnip growing, and it's
Yeah.
calming. Not the roots, but the flowers and the leaves on catnip is calming. In addition to what it does for your cat.
Right.
So I braided some and have it hanging by my window because I'll take all the calm I can get.
Huh. I like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've got Miss Vanjie over here trying to call in, and hopefully she understands. I do my podcast here, so
Did we get the call-in set up?
no call in as far as people. No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a generic type number thing going on so people can actually do call in to the live shows. So I'm trying to see what I can actually do. So, all right. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do right now is I am going to go over to the slides and see what's going on. So
Hi,
let's
Michelle,
see.
in the meantime.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow and share. Sharing is caring. And again, not everybody's going to watch the show right off the bat. They're not. Some people will watch it on the replay because of the time slot, which is convenient for me and you. So again, this is a comprehensive, I could actually read this so far. Comprehensive overview of emotional abuse and how to heal it. And that's what the 3-step series is. Now, this one says a comprehensive overview, my goodness, today, of understanding emotional abuse and impact actually on your mental health. And there is a journey towards recovery as well. So this is the topic we're actually going to be talking about here today. Let's see what happens. Now on slide 2, we're gonna get again. What is wrong with me today? I think my tongue is
Okay.
I can't talk right. This is so weird. So
We got
we're
to
gonna
bring a little levity in here. That's all.
yeah, it's like, oh my goodness today. So it's like, what is it? Okay, what is emotional abuse? Do any of you out there understand the term emotional abuse? Okay. Now, emotional abuse is a pattern of behavior designed to control, manipulate, or undermine another person's emotional well-being and sense of self. Sounds about right, right? You think there's
I
something
don't
else?
know. I don't. Yeah, I'm thinking. I know it's somebody else trying to control, manipulate, and undermine another person's emotional well-being and sense of self. But I wonder sometimes if the people that are doing the abuse actually realize that they're doing the abuse. Most times, probably yes, but sometimes I think maybe not.
I don't think some not everybody out there realizes what they're doing. To them,
Yeah,
it could be something normal, but to somebody else, it is.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, what are the key characteristics here? Let's see. Unlike occasional conflicts, emotional abuse is consistent, intentional, and forms a pattern over time, often leaving no visible scars. That's the hard part. It does not leave a visible scar. Like physical abuse leaves a scar. Emotional, it's very hard to see. Now, it can actually happen in relationships, family, friends, and workplaces. So,
And
what?
sometimes,
Yeah.
I was just going to put this in here. Sometimes, oh, where did that thought go?
We're having brain
Where's your
parts
poo
today.
thing? My gosh, what is the matter with us?
It's brain
Um,
part day.
yeah, I'll come back to it. I'm sure I'll think of it again. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there you go. I need those.
Or we could do this right now. I know we're talking.
Oh, I know. I know. Before I lose it.
It's still laughing back there. I don't know what takes so long. I'm
That's
sorry.
so funny. Yeah, so before I lose this thought, sometimes a clue as to whether a person is being abused or not is, are they feeling like they're walking on eggshells most of the time?
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. So there is, and there's some of the characteristics here. And I don't remember which way this thing organized the slides. So it's like, I have no idea. Hey, Heidi, my girl, how you
We'll find
doing?
out.
Heidi says hi to both me and you. And she's from Boulder,
I
Colorado, which is awesome. There's manipulation, which is twisting situations to gain power. Okay. Now, believe it or not, this one threw me for a loop. Gaslighting makes someone doubt their own reality.
I have an example of that if you
Oh,
would like
yes,
me to share
please.
that. So my one of my ex-husbands, I'm not going to say how many times I've been married, but one of them went to go see an old friend of his. And we were having trouble with the marriage. It was starting to break up anyway, but he went to go see this friend that was a girl. And He came back and I said, "Did you sleep with her?" He's like, "No." I said, "Okay, well, I had a feeling." I said, "I'm going to call her. Get on the other line and I will call her right now." So I call her up and I said, "Did he sleep with you?" And she said, "Yes." We got off the phone and he said, "I don't know why she said that. That's not true." I have no idea.
That's
Because
gaslighting? Wow.
we had been friends with the girl, but yeah, it was gaslighting because he kept saying how innocent he was and how that didn't happen, and I'm just imagining these things. And I knew, I mean, you have a feeling sometimes when people are trying to convince
Deceive.
you of something that isn't true.
Exactly. Empaths are lucky and cursed in that because you always
Yeah.
know if somebody's trying to pull a wool over your eye. You don't always say, but you usually always know.
Yeah.
Another one is isolation. Okay. Isolation is cutting yourself off from everyone, and that's including loved ones. It's like being housebound. Gaslighting is the worst, is what Michelle says. Now, here's one that we do get a lot, and a lot of people will get this at work as well, or even from family, or believe it or not, kids. Constant criticism.
Mhm.
Constant criticism. Okay. I'm sorry, but not everybody does the same thing the same way. And if you do this, you're wrong. That doesn't work that way. And constant criticism, whether it's adult, child, doesn't matter. What happens is it does create a lot of emotional aspects where you start self doubting yourself. Do you agree
Yeah,
with
it's
that?
just like little raindrops that erode the grass after and earth after a while. It's going to erode your confidence fairly quickly after a
Big
time.
time, big time. Miss Heidi says, Miss Heidi over here, and then we'll get to the next slide. Miss Heidi, don't know what's wrong with my mouth today, so bear with me.
I
Oh
can
my
help you
God,
read some of these too if you want.
that would be awesome. You can have the next slide. Here we go. I've been in some toxic relationships, and I notice they will blame you for what they are doing. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. I really do. All right, so let's see what we got. Breaking the person down mentally. Yeah, that's what they try to do, especially narcissists. Okay, recognizing the signs. Take it away, Miss Linda, before I tongue tie this one too.
Sure. I don't know that I'm going to do much better, but we'll try. Um, Behavior, emotional, and psychological indicators of emotional abuse. So we have three categories here. One's
Hmm.
behavioral. They control what you do, who you see. Like, why do you want to go see your mother? Or why do you want to see your friend? You're always going over there. You might not be,
Hmm.
but they're like, why? They monitor your activities. Oh, you went to the grocery store just yesterday. Why are you going again?
Yeah,
Or use silence or outburst as punishment. So if you want to talk to them, they will just like, you may want to figure what's going on, but they're not going to speak to you at
shifting.
all.
Ha!
And you're
Now
wondering
we can
what's the
see the
matter
whole
with.
thing.
Me too. Thank you. So emotional is constant anxiety or feeling on edge. What I was
Hmm.
talking about before with walking on eggshells. You're afraid of upsetting the other person because you don't want to deal with the conflict that's going to come up. And deep emotional exhaustion. You just want
Yeah,
to go crawl somewhere and sleep or something.
yeah,
The other one is psychological, persistent self doubt and confusion, which often comes from that criticism, constantly being criticized. Um, Somebody telling you you're not good enough, this isn't good enough. Can't you do a little better here? Like those,
yes.
and feeling trapped and powerless. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck.
And I think that's where um individuals who do send or do the emotional abuse want to get you to that point where you feel like, and again, this is my opinion, you feel like you can't survive, you wouldn't make the right decision, or you would emotionally fall apart unless this individual told you what to do. And it's like they're getting you into that.
So they make you so dependent on them, and they will turn around and say, "What would you do if you didn't have me to love you? Nobody else would love you like I do." That's a good
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Emotional manipulation, which creates behavioral aspects in this. I agree with that. I can relate. Here we go. This is from Michelle Wilfong. She said she can relate to the trapped and powerless, and that happens, and that's why we're actually doing it. I think this was your idea, and I just one of your ideas, and I categorized it. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Usually,
it's
she comes up with the good ideas. I just go ahead with the writing.
I believe it's really needed, and I was so happy when we decided to do this.
Yes, awesome. See,
People
we
need
make a
it,
great combination. I'm telling you. I get tongue tied. She reads.
or vice versa.
Okay. Now, these are types and root causes. Types and root causes. What emotional abuse looks like and where it comes from. Aha. Verbal abuse. Okay. Now, this is the forms of abuse we're going to read right now. Then we'll get into the underlying causes. So, hopefully, you guys can get an understanding of cause and effect. That would be correct, right? Cause and effect. Okay. Verbal abuse is insults, name calling, and oh my God, restless criticism.
Relentless,
Yeah, maybe you
relentless
should read this
criticism.
because even my glasses aren't cooperating today.
All right, I'm happy to do it. So, gaslighting is manipulating someone into doubting their own reality. Control and manipulation, using guilt, fear, or pressure to dominate someone's behavior. And emotional neglect, withholding affection, support, or emotional presence. That can also mean withholding for support, withholding money so that you can go and get some food to cook a dinner.
Yes, I
It
agree
could
with
be
that.
so many things. And then the underlying causes are learned behavior, patterns absorbed from family or past relationships. I don't know how many of you, if it's just my generation that I grew up with, but I remember being picked on as a kid. And, they had names for me and all this stuff, lots of little kids. Kids are mean. But I would go home and tell my mom, and she'd go, they only do that because they really like you. I mean, what kind of thing is that to teach a child? You're teaching them this learned behavior that it's okay.
I
And then
agree
there's
with that. I do. I 100% agree with that because it does happen. And you'll say, like boys, oh, the boy is only picking on you because he likes you. And it's like, well, he's going about it the wrong way. That's just dumb.
right.
I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
that.
I don't know how they thought that was okay, but they did. Um, Unresolved trauma, deep psychological wounds driving harmful behavior.
Yep.
So, and then the need for control. They have deep seated need for power over others. As we know, the R word is not necessarily about the S word, it's about having this power over somebody.
Yes.
And low self esteem, projecting their own personal insecurities onto those who are nearby. For some reason, they think that makes them feel better or be better,
Exactly.
but
And the thing is,
it isn't.
sometimes an individual who has been hurt will take that hurt. It's like a domino effect. They'll take that hurt and they'll project it onto someone else because they want someone to feel worse than what they do. And that's like in psychology, holistic psychology, that is really common. They feel bad, like we'll take alcoholism for instance. Say if you grew up with alcoholic parents, your alcoholic parents were verbally abusive to you because all they wanted to do was drink. Now you as come and you become a parent, what do? You start drinking, you're mimicking the learned behavior. Now you're mimicking that and putting someone else down. So it creates a chain. The trick is to try to break that chain, to get that cycle to leave. You are not the individual who hurt you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see what we got going on here. Dun dun dun. Effects of emotional abuse. There's a lot more than what you think, guys. Take it
You want me to
away.
go?
Yeah. I'm tongue tied today. I don't know why.
It's all right. Emotional abuse leaves lasting marks on the mind, body, and social world.
Yes.
Your mental health, anxiety, chronic stress, depression, even PTSD.
Yep.
People that have suffer from PTSD that you would not even consider had these kind of issues. Cognitive, might have difficulty concentrating. You might have a test coming up. You might try to be balancing your checkbook, something like that that you've done a million times. All of a sudden, starts you notice it gets harder and harder to do.
Yep.
Negative thought patterns, the language that we might speak to ourselves that we would never speak that way to a baby or anybody else or anybody we loved.
Yep.
Confusion and self-doubt. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? I don't know. And so that affects you that way. And then physical, sometimes you can't even sleep all night and you're fatigued and you're exhausted, and you might get a lot of headaches, stress related illnesses, because your body needs to heal, and it knows this. And it's trying to balance itself, but it's having a really hard time with all the emotional abuse that's going on.
Exactly.
And that gets stuck in your cells too. So then you have the withdrawal from relationships. You don't see your friends anymore. You're stuck in the house. Difficulty trusting others. You might not know who you can turn to.
That's
And
the truth.
yeah, you may have a friend that you've had for years and you used to be able to trust them with anything. And this person that's trying to affect emotional abuse on you has you almost convinced that you cannot trust this person that you've trusted forever. And it increases your isolation.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's a difficult situation all the way around, because if you think about it, you're suffering from emotional abuse. Yes, it's going to affect you mentally. It's going to affect how you do things, which is the cog, what the C word there.
Concentration. Cognitive.
It's like, then you do develop physical symptoms. So you have these physical symptoms, which a lot of individuals will focus more on those rather than looking at the root cause of what's happening. So I got this issue, I got that issue. So what do? You withdraw. And a lot of times individuals will withdraw because they can't handle anything else on their plate, is what it is. And that does create distance, and then it's like, oh my god, this one's pushing me away, that one's doing this. No, it's because they're self-guarding themselves, and that's a lot of times socially why they withdraw, at least in my opinion.
No, I agree completely.
So what do we got going on here? Let's see. Miss Heidi says stress, worry, and similar uncomfortable feels can and will make you literally sick. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And that's why I tell everybody a lot, you need to maintain balanced chakras, because emotional abuse, or the self-doubt that you have, this will cause an effect in your chakras. It will cause physical symptoms with the emotions, and this is kind of backing that up. So this is dynamic in wow.
Intimate.
Dynamics in intimate relationships. Yes.
Got
It
it.
can affect this as well. So we have warning signs and cycles of abuse. Now, this is cycles. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like, one alcoholic parent raises a kid who gets abused, they become an alcoholic, and then they raise another kid, and it just becomes that motion. Yes, balance going within. Agree with that, Heidi. So let's see, warning signs and cycles of abuse. Warning signs with a partner: constant criticism and put downs. Yep, that's a big one right there. And again, what is it? It undermines yourself. So, and it will affect your self esteem. Jealousy and controlling behavior limits your freedom and builds fear. And that's what it is, that fear factor. Blaming you for their actions. Heidi mentioned this earlier. Avoid responsibility and shifts the blame. Yes. Actually had a child like that. Lack of empathy or emotional coldness, okay? Leaving you feeling unseen and alone. And a lot of us, and that's when we talked about the shadow work, the inner child, where you need to do the shadow work because we need to help that. So we have this cycle chart here in front of us. Now the cycle chart, wow, the cycle chart. We start at the top, tension building, okay? Stress and conflict is actually accumulating. Then we go to abusive incident, which is emotional harm occurrence. We go to reflection, reconciliation, okay, which is apologize, promise to be more affectionate. Then we go through the calm period, which is peace returns temporary, and then we go right up to the tension building again. It's this
Right.
large circle. I'm sorry, you were going to say?
Oh, I was going to say the lack of empathy or emotional coldness. I don't know if it could be another clue. If you are with somebody all the time, like a partner, and you feel more alone than you do when you're actually alone, sometimes that can be a clue that there's emotional abuse going on for you. This cycle, I have seen this so many times because a lot of times after the abuse, the person promises and that keeps coming, and then they're calm for a little while, and then you're like, oh, okay, he just had a bad day or she just had a bad day, and then it starts building up again, and then there's another one. And the problem with the cycle is we get stuck in this calm period wanting to believe that this person's going to change and things
Yeah.
will change, and a lot of time it escalates even faster and faster and faster, and it gets harder and harder to walk away. Now, I remember one time when I was going through this and I had decided to walk away and get out. I had to keep remembering and reminding myself of the abusive incident so that I could hold on to my resolve to stay out.
Exactly. And this holds true for both physical and emotional abuse. This is a
Yeah.
big circle that it goes through. Let's see. Miss Heidi here says, Miss Heidi, knowing your worth and don't base your worth on other people's opinions. I agree with that.
Yep. Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. It's a difficult situation to go through this. Wow, we're doing good today. We're doing really good today. So if
Right.
anybody else has any comments or things about this, because this was just a part to actually put together. Now, emotional versus physical abuse. Take it away, Miss Linda.
Well, both will leave lasting damage, but one is harder to see.
Yep.
Emotional abuse is often invisible because everybody else won't see those physical marks. They may not recognize the signs of somebody being emotionally abused. It's difficult to recognize and sometimes even harder to prove that that's going on, especially if you have to go to court for something. Judges, I don't think, are still up on what this kind of harm this can cause. Gradual and cumulative in effect, so it keeps building and building and building,
Yep.
and can occur without any physical violence at all. You're
Yep.
walking on eggshells, even if
Yep.
you weren't ever harmed physically.
Agree.
Physical abuse, visible injuries, and physical evidence. So often people can see that unless the person who has been abused tries to cover it up. It's more readily recognized by other people. It's immediate and tangible in impact, and it's often accompanied by the emotional abuse. So then you've got it compounded on top of that. And recognizing this is the first step towards bringing safety into your life and to healing.
I agree with
Neither
that.
are ever acceptable.
No, neither one are actually acceptable at all. I'm echoing now.
I'm not
That's
hearing an
weird.
echo. Is it coming from here?
I don't know. Maybe it's when I lean too close to the mic. I keep hearing an echo every now and then. But emotional abuse and physical abuse, you're still going to end up with the emotional abuse, even with the physical abuse. So even if you do manage to physically escape a situation that is physically harming you, you're still going to have the emotional abuse. So you have to identify these triggers and situations earlier, because this is a really hard topic to get through and to come out the other end whole and healed. You know? Oh, she
Yeah.
don't hear any echoes, so it's got to be my ears echoing.
I
Heidi
didn't
didn't
hear
hear any
anything
echoes.
here.
Yeah, this
This
is
this
it's
is
hard. This is
this is
really
why we are
hard.
doing it, and I hope not to interrupt you or anything, but
No, go ahead.
please share this everywhere you can, because I think so many people need to know these things so they can recognize and get out.
Now, here's the thing. We'll talk, okay, people with control issues. Now, there's two ways to do this. Somebody that has to control another individual, okay? Or there's a person who's been physically, psychological or emotional abuse so much that they have to control things around them in order to feel safe. So that's a symptom and a sign that someone has been abused. So it's really difficult to figure out if this person is being assertive or protective. So it's like a fine line when it comes to something like that, I think. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I
Yeah.
kind of can relate to it in the effect of I really get like triggered for some reason when there's dishes in the sink. So I'm like very controlling over this sink area.
Exactly.
It's,
See, you
it's
get
like,
it. So
yeah,
there's certain
yeah.
things because of past, because of the emotional abuse or the scars. We'll call them scars. The scars that we have. A lot of times there are certain things that will trigger, like the PTSD symptoms. That's what PTSD is. It's like a trigger. Um, it's not that we were in a war and when we hear fireworks or around people, it's anxiety because of a war. But in a sense, and this is why I, consider myself a veteran of emotions, and I think you would be similar. And that I call myself a veteran of emotions because I have been there. I have come out the other side. But yeah, every now and then things slip, things happen. But see, I'm actually with somebody right now that understands that. If I'm in an elevator and I sense something wrong off a certain type of, I hate to put this guy, I grab his hand right away. He knows, okay, she doesn't feel safe, doesn't say anything, and just pulls me in closer to him. So I don't have to say anything with him. He recognizes that. So it's really very nice the way you look at it. I have
So would you say he's kind of your emotional support person, and he's healing you by?
Yeah, he is, and I think I'm healing him in the turn too because we've both had things in our
That's so
past that
cool.
affect us, and I think like sometimes two negatives do create a positive, like in algebra, they do, and I really feel that my situation and who I am today has improved because of the amount of love and support that I've got and the amount of love and support that I'm able to throw forward to him. So I
I think
became
that
lucky in that
makes
aspect.
I think that makes such a difference.
Yeah.
As you know what happened with Gracie. My granddaughter was taken from this world in a horrific way, but it really affected me to such a point that I actually developed PTSD, and others and her sister, other people in the family has. But what helped getting through that is unconditional love from people around me. And maybe this is should be brought up in one of the next ones. But if you know somebody like that, and there's any way you can support them and love them through it, I can tell you that it makes a world of difference.
Good example. You just gave me a memory. Okay. He he has to kind of know where I am at all times. There's a good reason for it. I'm not going to get into it. You heard that, right? Like it
I
just
did
echoed
not hear
again.
it.
What the heck? So there's a reason for that. I know, I understand the reason. I understand why. So I always tell him I'm going here, I'm going there. I'll text him. I have to do this, I have to do that. So I'll text him and let him know that, either I'm going here, there, or everywhere. I don't have an issue with that. And, kamate. So everything's cool. But and there would be the same aspect of the situation that you just went through because of what you've been through. If you develop this, okay, I have to know where everybody is and know that they're safe, then I would understand that because of what you've been through. And that's the type of support people need. So if they've been through something and they get triggered by not knowing where someone is, not knowing if they're safe, it's not a control. It's because that emotional aspect of the PTSD is coming through.
Right.
All right. Heidi heard that echo.
Oh, she did. I'm not hearing a darn thing.
So I agree with that. Now, do you have anything else on this particular topic as far as
N-
combining the two? Anything else you want to?
No, but I do think absolutely the physical feeds the emotional, and
It
it's
does. It
yeah.
does. You can start with just physical, but you're going to end up with the emotional. You really are. And it's just the same thing as being said. You need to find a way out of the situation. So
Yeah.
here are some steps. Okay. Here are some steps to pass the healing, step 1 through 3. So I heard something but wasn't sure. Hey Jade, wasn't sure what it was. Yeah, it's difficult. So let's talk about the path to healing. And there it is again, the echo. So there's 1 of 3 steps in the beginning. There's so many different types of healing methods as far as what we're going to be with the emotional abuse. And everybody needs the right avenue for them. So this is just a generic step, so to speak. So step 1 would be acknowledge and validate. Okay. Acknowledge and validate. That's recognize the abuse was not your fault. That's what you need to do. Allow yourself to feel without shame. Okay. Name your experience with compassion. All right. Now we're going to get into step 2, and that's seek therapy and support and or support. A lot of individuals say, "Oh my God, I don't want to go to a head shrink." It's not about that. Sometimes it's just a counseling type situation. I am an holistic counselor, and we have a hypnotherapist right here. So literally, guys, we're here for you. So let's see, seek support. So CBT for re. Oh yeah, I can't see that one. My eyes just blurred out.
Reshaping negative thought patterns.
Thank you. Yeah,
Then
you might as well
underneath it,
finish.
you want me to keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
EMDR for processing trauma gently. That's being used more and more all the time. And group therapy for shared community. It is so important to have that support from other people who have gone through it or are going through what you are.
Agreed.
You need me to do this one too?
Yes, please.
Okay.
My
Rebuild your
eyeballs are
self
breaking out.
worth. It's
Yes.
okay. So you
Yes.
want to rebuild your self-worth, and it is possible. Challenge negative self-talk with affirmations. So when you hear yourself saying something negative about yourself, reverse it and say that maybe out loud, even better if you can. Journal your strengths and achievements.
Hmm.
Set and honor your own boundaries.
I agree with that. Another aspect as far as journaling is having an accomplishment board. Like literally, you can cut out pictures in magazines, draw pictures, or print something out on the internet and make this.
Like a collage.
Called a Yeah, it's a collage, but it's actually called. It's like an emotional support collage, and it leans towards things that you have accomplished, things you've like. I didn't call myself any names all day. That's an
Uh,
accomplishment. Okay, you did that. In other words, you had an incident. So you're putting more positive affirmations. Thank you. You're putting the positive affirmations up to help you. So when
and
you
if
see it,
and if you have a board, you
right.
physically see it when you tell yourself something.
Yes.
Yeah, good. I love
Okay,
that
let's see
idea.
what we got here. We have Heidi. I got through a lot with telling myself live and learn. Grateful for the lesson and the blessings. That's another good idea there. Just get through it the best you can. We have 2 left, and that gives you time to do what you're going to do.
Okay, I think so. We can just, yeah, it's not going to take long.
Okay. All right. Path to healing, steps 4 through 6. See, there's more. So I tried to categorize these the best I can. God. And again, this is something Linda was talking about already. Build a supportive network. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the Rift Nation Network is we're family. We're here to help as many people as we can. You know,
Everybody's wonderful. Yeah.
exactly. So build a supportive network. You want to reconnect with trusted friends and family. Remember, trusted people that are there for you. Let's see, join a survivor support group. That's another good one to do. Reach out um, to advocate or host lines, hotlines. I don't know if they have hotlines anymore. At least in
I
this state
think
of
that
Rhode.
there are some, and do some good. I mean, if you've got nobody to talk to, that's a nice place that you can reach out to, and somebody is there that will help you
Yeah,
process that.
good one. Self care and grounding. I really believe in this one. Let's see, movement, yoga, running, and dance, any kind of movement. Mindful and meditations. We're going to add that into the third aspect of things there on the third show, creative expressions and grounding exercises. I really, really believe on that. Also, set boundaries and new patterns. Identify healthy versus unhealthy dynamics. Practice assertive communication. That's a tough one for some. Take time before a new relationship. Like I've always said, you have to love yourself before you can expect others to love you. Uh,
I've seen people actually marry themselves before they will marry somebody that they're involved in after they've gone through a healing process like this.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, hon. I do agree with that, but and again, this is from Jade. Jade is glad they survived some of the physical abuse and no children from the rape. I'm
My heart
glad to
goes out
hear
to
that,
you.
but you're also going to have the emotional aspects and the emotional abuse as well, because emotionally there are things that actually come up when we're physically hurt, especially somebody that is strong. Whether you're strong or you consider yourself strong individual, there's always things that arise that are going to cause like flashbacks and things, and that's the emotional aspect of it. It's bad. Mm, dun dun dun. Here we go. Last slide. Maybe somebody else should read it so they can understand it.
All right. Healing is possible. Recovery is not linear. So sometimes it's that two steps forward, one back. And it's okay. That's fine. You deserve care. You deserve respect and safety in whatever way works for you. Reaching out and for help, it's really hard sometimes. And just know that it's not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength.
Yes.
If you need help, there's some resources here. National Domestic Violence Hotline, text support, online resources for teens and young adults, and finding local shelters. I wonder if there's a place we can put this. Maybe I can put this on my own Facebook page for
Um,
people to
yeah,
share
we
it
have to
out.
take a
Or
picture of the picture.
yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll take a picture of the picture.
I think
So
that's great.
let's see. All right, I just did that. The National Domestic Hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. Text support, text 888-788. 88788. That's text support to help you. Online resources is thehotline.org. For teens and young adult, love is respect. And find local shelters, which is domestic.shelters. Nope, domesticshelters.org. So those can
There,
actually help you.
I want to just throw one more out there. 211 is often used for connecting people with resources. So if you don't know or don't remember these, you can call 211 and you just tell them what you need and they'll connect you.
Good doke. Yeah, I agree with that. So there's a lot going on, and Jade. I'm really sorry that you have been through all types of abuse. It's a difficult thing to actually go through and to feel alone, or even worse, feel judged.
Here with us.
Yeah, judged. Have you ever felt judged? Gee, you went through this. You couldn't say anything, you couldn't do anything. But after a while, you start to absorb and just cringe and feel bad. It affects part of your personality until we've learned to heal from it. Yeah. She's very quiet over there. What you looking
Oh,
up?
me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not looking up anything. I was just listening. I was just
Ah.
listening to you. I wish we could help everybody.
It's hard. All we can do is be here and let individuals know
Yeah,
that they're not alone.
that's
That's
right.
that's the toughest thing, is to,
Yep.
when you feel alone or feel judged, or you never feel good enough, or you never feel thin enough, pretty enough, or your hair isn't right, or this is wrong, or that's a wrong. And there's always something that
Yep.
people feel judged about because they're so used to other individuals putting them down for it. It's just learning to love who you are to get through all of this. And it's okay to ask for help. It
Absolutely.
really is. Ask for help. Let somebody know that you need help in order to get through this, and reach
And,
out
and
to those that are local to you.
and people that love you want to help you.
They do.
Yeah.
And if you start to develop the PTSD symptoms from a particular situation, let somebody know. Certain things aren't controlling. Certain things are just meant, um, as a way for you not to get triggered. So by letting someone else know what triggers you, that's a really helpful situation, especially with family and friends. Uh, oh, I don't know if I want to put this up, but got a message from from Jade. So yeah, it's a very difficult, it's a difficult situation. What it is that you went through, and again, physical, and it leads to emotional as well. It's really hard thing to actually talk about on air, because
Yeah, we understand.
some topics are more tough than others. But to you,
No,
there's a lot of issues in there. Also, a trust issue,
we see you.
because of
If
this.
that helps. Yeah, we see you, and we're sending love to you,
She's an
and you
open
can
book.
heal from this.
Yeah. So she had double trust issues. Okay. Big, big trust issues. She says she's an open book. So I'll read it on here to let you know what she's going through as well. And again, I consider you very brave, Jade. And of course, Jade
Hmm.
is the real name, but it's the name she chooses to use. My dad just found out my brother molested me over 30 years ago, and asked why I didn't say anything. My mother walked in on it and did nothing. So, what was my dad supposed to do 100 miles away? I mean, that's a tough situation right there,
Yeah.
because your mom just didn't do anything to help you, or to stop or mention it or talk about it. That really stinks. So that puts you in dealing with childhood trauma and teen trauma. All these traumas that you've dealt with, that's going to affect not only the emotional aspect of things, but it's also going to affect your shadow. And
Mhm.
we can't grow as individuals until we get through that. Yes, my trust was depleted as a small child. So that would create, automatically, that could create somebody to develop a controlling issue. I believe that. I truly believe that that would be a reason for someone to control things. So all I can say is bright blessings. And the heal is there. You will heal from this too. I mean, I can guarantee it. This too you will heal from. You might never forget, but you will heal. Um, so the one thing that, as she gets ready to do what she's going to do for us, the one thing that has gotten me through a lot is the fact that I refuse to let anybody beat me. And it took me a long time to get to that modality of, I'm not going to let this person win. I'm not going to let this person. And you need to get to that. You need to look out for you. You
Yeah.
all do. Okay. Take it away, Miss Linda.
Well, what I wanted to do was just take you guys through a simple, like, it's more like a meditation than a grounding or a visualization exercise, and hopefully my tongue won't get tied. So, if you would, just take a couple moments and plant your feet on the ground if you can, and close your eyes, and just imagine that beautiful white light around you, almost what the sun feels like when it's a beautiful day, and it just surrounds you everywhere you are. So just imagine that just bathing you, and remind yourself how perfect you are. There's so much in life that takes away from that knowing of how perfect we are, how we were this beautiful, brand new, innocent baby, just perfect. And life kind of beats us up sometimes, but if we can remember that beautiful baby we once were and keep that in our heart, hold it in your heart and hold yourself, and know that you are strong. You may have experienced trauma in some way, shape, or form, but inside you, there's a strength. And to be able to tap into that, you might want to picture yourself doing what Susan talked about in your mind's eye, of putting all the things that you are, as you think of those things that are negative self-talk, tell yourself the opposite one, and imagine yourself writing that out and placing it on the wall with a sticky. And then imagine this whole wall being filled up in the next couple of minutes while we're here, of all these positive things that you are. And I don't have enough time really to go into this as deep as I would like to, but when you're alone and you have a few moments, take 5 minutes and just imagine those. And you can journal about it first and write that down, and then put it in those papers, and you can tap them onto that wall with a glue stick or tape or stapler, whatever you have. And just do that, and know you're loved. And you can
Great.
open your eyes now.
That was awesome.
I'll have a little.
Another thing you can do, believe it or not, is I remember a positive time in my life. Okay, the positive time that I remember, always Scooby Doo is always on the air. You know the Scooby Doo cartoon. So I have a collection of Scooby Doo items. Literally, my entire bedroom is loaded with the Scooby Doo collection. Why? Because it brings me joy and happiness. So walking
So
in there and it's like, yeah, and there's
my
nothing
20
wrong with that.
my 20-year-old 21-year-old granddaughter, she likes Hello Kitty. It makes her feel like a child again. It makes her feel safe.
Exactly.
We buy her any Hello Kitty stuff we can within reason, but her whole room, she's got Hello Kitty and Stitch, because those bring her happy memories.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm a collector. I collect many different things. My man is a collector. I know a lot of people out there are collectors. If this particular item brings you joy, then collect it. Why not? Surround
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
with happiness, whatever it is, you know?
Things that
I
make,
mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't recommend going out and getting a bunch of monster cars because it brings you happiness because, that's a big deal. But yeah, Scooby is on my TV at this moment. That's what Heidi says. I love Scooby
Oh
Doo.
my
I've got
goodness. Yeah.
movies, books, stuffies, figures, you name it. I've got a whole poop load of Scooby Doo. Absolutely love Scooby Doo. So it's a good thing. Bring out those. You're not being a child.
And
Okay.
there's
I don't
healing
care.
in that kind of joy. There's
Yeah.
tremendous healing in that.
I don't care. I'm 61 years old and I collect Scooby Doo. Suck it up. That's just the way I look at it. I don't care. I love
Mine
Scooby.
is cats and apparently pink chairs now.
I like the pink chair. It does something to your aura. I really
Yeah,
like
my
it.
dog.
On Tubi, she says. Scooby's on Tubi.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, Scoopy's
So,
awesome.
what one thing from your childhood brings you joy? Mine was Scooby Doo. What's yours?
Um, I think cooking. you know, because when
Okay.
I used to help my mom cook or I'd make somebody something special. When I was 12, I went into the neighbor's house and made my mom for her, I think it was my what birthday it was. Maybe it was her 30th. I don't know. I went to my neighbor's house and my neighbor let me make her a lemon meringue pie, which was her favorite more than cake. And I got so much joy out of making that pie and giving it to her. And I found so much joy through my life about of cooking, when I could do it leisurely and not in a hurry.
So
But I
baking or cooking?
both, but probably more cooking these days. I
Yeah.
usually do a lot more cooking than I do baking.
I do a lot of
But
baking. I had
I
an
love
easy bake
throwing things
oven as a kid.
together.
Do you remember those? The
Oh,
easy
me
bake
too.
oven?
Yes, I had
Yeah,
one. I
me too.
love that thing.
Yes, I do. I
Yeah,
absolutely love that. And my parents owned a bakery when I was towards
oh,
my teenage years.
nice.
So I just started baking. So all kinds of stuff. And
Cool.
it brings joy. But you
Yeah,
always
there's a lot of
find
things.
something, guys. Literally, what's wrong? I don't
Crocheting,
care.
I do.
Yeah.
My aunt taught me how to crochet, and a lot of times I'll just sit here and crochet while I'm watching TV or talking to the kids or whatever.
I
Yeah, those things.
Anything that can bring you guys joy to help you go through this, do it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, $2 for these damn things
I love those
gives
things.
me nothing but giggles and laughs. Okay, let's see if we can get them. Can't get them
They're
out because
pretty
of the
cool.
green screen, but it brings me giggles and laughs. $2 made me happy. Why not?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just do something for yourself to do that joy. Like I tell
yeah.
everybody who's dealing with stuff, you got to fake it before you make it. And that's what it is. If you're not feeling the joy, watch something that brings you the joy. If you don't have the joy in your life, get that feeling back somehow so you have a goal to
Even
go to.
even
Right?
watching I Love Lucy episodes or some funny comedian from the old days. I mean,
Jeff
you could
Dunham
sit there and
arguing with
laugh.
himself.
Yep. Yeah.
That one's funny.
Thank
Okay.
you, Heidi. Thank you, Jade,
Driving
for
to
being
pick up
here.
the girls from their apartment and listening. Thank you. Guess what? It's 4 o'clock.
I know. Where's this time just go?
No. I swear to God, we just sit down, and the next thing we know, it's 4 o'clock.
It's like, oh
So,
my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, we are here to assist you. I mean, like I said, I'm a holistic counselor. I am an empath. I do readings. Alinda has a lot of credentials, including hypnotherapist. I think is the
Hypnotherapy.
right one.
Yeah.
Not plenty of you might as well say your credentials because I'll spit them out in a stutter there.
Yeah. Hypnotherapist, health coaching, and then a lot of hard knock life stuff too.
Exactly, and that's why we
Yeah.
decided on the 3 o'clock timeline, which is good. I have stuffed sloths everywhere. See, there's nothing
I
wrong
like
with that
sloths.
stuffed
Those are so
sloths.
cool.
Yeah,
I just made my grandkids. I don't know if we have much time. A minute? I'll tell you what I just made my
oh,
grandkids.
you
I'm
got
gonna go see
crochet
them.
too? Oh, I gotta see
Yeah,
this.
I'm gonna go see them next week. So three my son's kids. So we made this little dinosaur. Isn't he happy? And then the other one I made like a stingray.
Yep, stingray.
And then I made an octopus for the older one. So he's smiling here. And if the kid's in a bad mood and he doesn't want to talk about it, he could just show his parents the sad face on the octopus. So it turns inside out. I kind of want to make one
Oh
for
my
myself.
God, absolutely love.
But yeah,
Have you done the imps yet?
I
See
have
the imp.
not. But that you
Okay,
do some really cute
you
things.
take an imp and you can create anything you want with this. You could dress them up as in clothes. You could put a whole bunch of
Mm,
clothes so they can dress them up, or you can put goofy monster antennas or one eye to do whatever you want with these things. I like really crazy stuff. All right, guys,
yeah.
we are over by 4 minutes, but you know what? I don't care.
Thank you for being here.
And I want to say, mwah!
We'll see
Remember,
you next
guys,
week. Love you
there's
guys.
always joy. There's always somebody out there that literally is going to sit there and help you. So don't be afraid to ask.
Absolutely.
Any last words?
Have a, have a good week. Love you guys.
Yes, she'll be appearing with us from her vacation on the show. So